So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you all back to the second coming of Breaking the Fourth Wall. I'm Nathan Goff, and to the right of me, who is fully away from the computer, hopefully it works with me this side of it, I've got Matt Burns this way.
I'm placing bets on it may crash.
I'm placing bets on it may crash as well. So if it makes it to the hour, you should feel absolutely fucking blessed.
And there goes the disclaimer already.
Yeah, so the disclaimer for this episode is that I have a swearing issue. My colleague doesn't, he's very kid-friendly. So if you're offended very easily, you might not want to listen to this. The views of the show are of myself personally and of Matt Burns, even though his might seem a little bit more PG than my views. So that's the disclaimer out of the way. Today we're going to cover the Raw recap. Also, Matt Burns is going to go a little bit psycho on British wrestling since he's been quite busy, which is why we didn't do an episode last week. He's been travelling the length from Brentford, the country, entertaining you, the fans. I haven't been that busy. I've just been doing a couple of hobbies and that's about it.
Basically calling me up on how I'm doing.
Yeah, I feel like a PA. I've been like his personal fucking PA for the last 2 weeks.
Well, I will say though, it was nice when you heard the unfortunate news, which we'll get to that a little bit later.
Yeah, we're also going to do the Extreme Rules predictions, and then at the end we're just going to go a little bit Mick Foley happy. I'm calling the end of the show a tribute to Mick Foley, because everyone likes a bit of bang bang.
Or translation, as some people might say, is cheap plugs.
Yeah, so we're moving on, so we're going to go straight into the Raw recap, and I must say, going home show, I was very impressed. It went up, came down when Ric Flair was on there drunk, and then it went back up for the end.
Ric Flair drunk? I don't know what you're on about.
No, he was styling,
profiling, and everything else.
Yeah, but I was missing the line of hookers, but never mind.
I had a feeling you'd mention it.
Yeah, everyone wants to go being Ric Flair. I could probably live Ric Flair's lifestyle for the next 6 hours, and then I'd be knackered. Never mind 60 years. So we're going on to the opening of the show, which was a promo from John Cena. I think that was the opening of the show.
Just stop where you are, please. I remember watching there. I got chills off it. I got genuine chills off it. I don't know why. It's just really creepy with what actually happened. It was creepy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't creepy. It was just there. It was that was like Cena's kryptonite. Everyone's been asking for years what Cena's kryptonite is. There you go. Bray Wyatt's found it. Bring out kids dressed as a choir and have them sing. Go with the whole world in his hands, and it was amazing.
I don't think it was just that. I think what made it more creepy was when they had the sheep mask on, and he's literally saying, "Can't you hear them? Can't you hear them?" As though he's listening to their inner thoughts, and it was just, you could see Cena's face of dismay.
Yeah, it was a good promo beforehand from Cena. It was pointing out like how big of a threat Bray is. Like out of all the feuds Bray's had in the last year, this is the best one. This is probably feud of the year so far. This is better than Bryan and Triple H for me. I'm not just saying that because I'm sitting here in a John Cena t-shirt.
Well, as few people may know, I'm not the biggest John Cena fan, but I think lately the stuff that WWE have been doing with him, with Bray Wyatt and everything else, they've been really, really clever. They've brought him back down to earth, away from the superhero stuff and whatnot, and they've humanised him, which I think is what is necessary for Cena.
Yeah,
it's necessary, but it's brought something back to Cena that he hasn't had for a long while.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Doubt.
Yeah, which is what's needed. A good feud. If you want to set up good versus bad in wrestling, take this feud, write a book on it, and sell it. Because this is how you book it. This, like, if anyone wants to run a wrestling promotion, good versus evil, take this feud, stick it in the top shelf and bring it out when you need an example of how it's done.
Yep.
But moving on, the next match, well, the first match of the night was Ryback versus the Usos. How over are the Usos?
It's good that they're over.
They are incredibly over, but my one problem with this, one of the Usos started selling and then did what my problem with the Indies is.
No, so?
Yeah. Sold the leg injury for the whole match, and then he went super kick crazy.
Okay.
I was like, where's the logic?
Good point.
Like,
it's hard to explain.
It took away from a good match. That should have been for Extreme Rules.
He should have hit something else.
Yeah, but also, like, good match, but that should have been for Extreme Rules.
Well, you could say that, but what are they going to give us instead?
There is no tag team title match at Extreme Rules.
Seriously.
The Usos aren't on there. We've got Altarito
Just stop.
versus
Just stop.
Hornswoggle, but we have no tag team match.
And yet it's on Raw and they have a phenomenal match. Sorry. That's just lost me.
There's a couple of flaws, but...
A couple of flaws. The fact that you got the tag team champions and fighting on Raw instead of on the actual...
And it was a title match as well.
Insane. It's insanity.
Yeah, so after that match, which Usos won, just in case you haven't watched it, if you haven't, please watch it. Awesome show. As I said, ups and downs, but more ups than there was downs. So, there's a promo in the back where Paul Heyman's talking with Cesaro, and he's a little bit disappointed how Rob Van Dam's talked out against him. And it was on about the last person who talked out against the Paul Heyman was The Undertaker. And he just happened to remind you that Brock Lesnar is the one in 21-1. My client, Brock Lesnar, is the one in 21-1.
The one thing that WWE do so well is repetition. As Mick Foley, I've seen him. He's actually quoted. This is a quote from Mick Foley himself. I only noticed it until I actually read it myself, and then visual rewind in my head, and I couldn't believe it was so true. He basically mentioned this. When have you ever heard Vince McMahon say, "You're up against Shane, my son"? Has he ever just mentioned Shane by just Shane? No. What's he always said?
My son.
My boy,
yeah.
Shane McMahon. It's always been my boy, Shane McMahon. Repetition. They're following through on it.
Yeah. Well, it's something I'm told at work. I aren't fortunate enough to work in the wrestling industry like Matt Burns, so I have to do an 8 to 8 job to fund habits and everything like that. And we're told if you do something 10 times, it sticks in there. If you say something 10 times, it'll stick in there. So WWE hits home that fact, but it's a useless piece of knowledge for the day.
Yeah. Even though you just said you work 9 to 5, at least one thing, you can avoid the injuries.
I said 8 till 8. I wish I worked 9 to 5. If I worked 9 till 5, I'd be...
Fair enough. No,
I'd quite happily do wrestling training.
But even so, you still avoid the injuries.
Yeah. So we moved on to the next match, which was the real deal Titus O'Neil facing Sheamus. And I am happy that Titus looked well. I was just very annoyed that this had the same outcome as Bryan versus Sheamus from WrestleMania.
Why?
Yeah, I'm going to build you up, and then I'm going to kick you, and then you're going to drop. Give him 5 or 6 minutes. Let him get a bit of offense in. And
he's called the real deal for something. And I've got to say, he's got the look, he can talk, and he can... Oh, come on. He's throwing Sheamus around like a rag doll, and then Sheamus hits him with one move. Over.
Yeah, give him 5 or 8 minutes. Like, you've got loads of promos. I'm pretty sure all our American friends know how to download the fucking network by now, so we don't have to listen to Cole and Jerry Lawler tell you how to download the network. So there's 2 minutes.
Or the WWE app.
Yeah, and then if you take out some of the recaps from the previous week, there's another couple of minutes. There's 5 minutes. Give them 5 minutes, And they can have a match where they can give Titus 2-3 minutes of offense, and then Sheamus can do the good face bit where he comes back, hits his signature moves, match over. Not just, I'm going to kick you in the face and then I'm going to win you. So, yeah, Sheamus won that. As you can tell, I'm a little bit annoyed that it wasn't a match. It was more of a, I'm going to build you up and then I'm going to kick you, and then you're going to like it.
And as you can tell from me, I'm not talking too much about it, which is the less is better.
And then afterwards, we have one of the most entertaining promos I have ever seen on Raw for quite a while, which was...
I couldn't stop laughing.
Dolph Ziggler.
I could not stop laughing.
With Hugh Jackman and Damien Sandow dressed as Magneto. I'm actually going to post this on the page later, so if you miss it, watch it.
As I'm about to say right now, I've got to say one thing. Hugh Jackman does put his goes the extra mile, doesn't he?
Well, he broke Dolph Ziggler's jaw last time, and this time he hit a better hip toss than
most of the roster.
Yeah,
I saw the hip toss. I looked at it. I was like, that's impressive.
You know, I can see TNA trying to sign him soon because he's better than 90% of their roster already.
Only 90.
Well, Angelina and Velvet Sky are pretty decent. And then after you've got Madison Rayne,
Gail Kim,
Kurt Angle, and Willow.
Yep.
Is there anyone else worth noting?
Oh, yes. Bobby Roode.
Magnus.
I think Bobby Roode.
Okay. Maybe you could probably get to about 80% of their roster.
No, that's still 90.
Yeah. Okay. So, looking at this, just a cheap plug to get X-Men out the way with. It was pretty smooth. Nice hip toss, followed up by the zigzag.
It was good how they did it because it also really shows that Hugh Jackman's got a real good sense of humour.
I was effing annoying whether it's pushing on too long.
No.
The
only segment that seemed it was the calling the mic, as they say.
But it was good.
But it was necessary for what the end result was going to be.
Yeah. It was good, and it was nice to see Dolph get some TV time on the A show,
which is what he needs.
Yeah, so I'm going to post that segment up on the page afterwards. So if you get a chance to watch it.
What I also noticed is Sandow's meant to be a serious character. Dressing up as that is not serious. That's just hilarious.
Right, and so moving on, we're going to get a couple of quick matches out the way because that's what they were. They were quick. Again, you've got 3 hours of programming. Give me some long matches. So we've got Jack Swagger versus Cesaro.
You can already see where this is going. Can already see where that was going to go.
Oh no, it wasn't Jack Swagger versus Cesaro. Sorry, I do apologise. It was Cesaro versus. Was it Cesaro versus Jack Swagger?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was because it was RVD versus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I do apologise. I was getting mixed up there. Sorry. So.
That's previous week.
Yeah. So we had Cesaro versus Jack Swagger, which is quite a quick match. Paul Heyman, brilliant to get on the outside, and Zeb Coulter, the 2 best managers in the business at the moment.
This match shouldn't have been on Raw.
However, triple threat this Sunday. RVD versus Jack Swagger versus Cesaro in elimination triple threat.
No.
Give it 20 minutes, gold.
I think it will be, but triple threat, you just throw an RVD into their feud, which is not necessary.
However, another funny segment on this was when Zeb Coulter pulled when Zeb Coulter had his mustache pulled by Paul Heyman. It also it made me laugh a little bit. That was quite funny. So Cesaro won that one. Quite a quick match. Probably lasted about 5-6 minutes. Alberto Del Rio versus Cody Rhodes. Alberto Del Rio run again, teasing the tension between the Brotherhood. There's a promo on Main Event last week.
Yeah.
Afterwards, when Goldust beat, was it Del Rio?
I believe it was.
Yeah, which kind of seemed like a squash match. They did a promo where the brothers stayed together, but it seems to tease.
They still seem to be teasing that tether.
And then after, we have my favourite manager Ash coming out now with the Bulgarian Brute.
Let me guess, who's getting crushed this time?
Xavier Woods, but however this time R-Truth came in, caused a disqualification.
Ooh. Is that to set up the pay-per-view? match.
handicap match at the pay-per-view. But the match lasted about 45 seconds, and then R-Truth DQ'd, and then drop kicked him to the outside, or single leg kicked him, I can't remember which one it was. And then after, Rusev was about to get back in the ring and like destroy them both, and then Lana called him away.
Yeah.
Like,
Tease it.
Yeah.
It's good.
As I said, I'd love to see Deborah versus Lana in like a suit-off. If we can get 1997 Deborah and Lana now in a
You
in
could
like a
say
jacket off.
that, or if the WWE actually let Lana wrestle independent shows, it could still happen.
Yeah. So, but I can't imagine Deborah being.
I can't imagine WWE being happy if of actually letting Lana work it out in independence, do one two for their shows, and keeping within the PG region.
So then after we had a 3.5 man band against.
No. We had the RVD talk.
Yeah, we had the RVD promo, just a simple RVD promo.
Saying he's happy to be going for potential, in the competition, which is what they needed. And then you had Zeb Coulter trying to approach him for an offer, didn't we?
Yeah, he tried to make him an offer that he couldn't refuse, but he refused.
He refused.
So then after we got 3.5 man band. Well, we've got 2 out of 3.5 man band. We've got Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre against Los Matadores.
Yes.
With El Torito.
I've got to say, is about damn time with the results.
Yeah, Heath Slater actually got a pin. First time in 2 years.
Is it 2 years?
It's been a while since I've seen him pin someone.
Yeah. I think 3MB, you can say the job squads. You can. But I think, you can only job so much. And then you've got to get some wins to make them relevant. Otherwise, if they're maybe heels, if they're losing all the time, doesn't that make the crowd want them to start winning eventually and make them likeable?
I'd like to see 3MB get the titles from the Usos.
It's a possibility, but...
Because 3MB are the only other heel tag team.
They are, but going from nothing to... Oh, wait, to a bit like Ryback.
Yeah, but I could get behind 3MB with the tag titles.
You can.
It's like a comedy push with the titles. I think it'd be hilarious. Like
exactly.
If the Usos somehow lost it by accident.
Yeah. It would be.
Like
in
a cock-up sort of thing.
It'd be great, but the funny thing about it is 3MB are more popular than what people realise, because whenever I'm on the internet, social media and whatever, I'm always seeing memes about them.
Yeah.
You always see memes about them. Speaking good of them, not bad of them.
They're a good young set of people. I know Heath Slater's on like his last warning due to drugs.
And I feel a little bit sorry for Drew.
Yeah, Drew is no longer the chosen one.
Yeah. And yet, he used to be on the British scene before he was over there. And I will say, he's a phenomenal wrestler.
But he's still young.
Oh, yeah.
Time's on his side.
Exactly.
So, if you give him time, at least he hasn't been Mason Ryan.
And what followed that after?
I think it was a... Yes.
Oh, yes.
So, we had Stephanie McMahon coming out of... Has anyone else noticed, apart from me, that Stephanie McMahon started wearing dresses again instead of, blokey's trousers to the ring? She's actually started looking more feminine now. I think Triple H is getting over his gay fetish.
Oh, I'm not even touching that subject.
Really?
Really?
As
tempted as I am.
So he's gone from having one night in China to, Stephanie McMahon used to look quite fit when John Cena was spanking her ass around the ring on SmackDown, and now she's gone to, being muscly and...
Quit trying to convert me to the dark side.
And now she's getting a little bit back more feminine.
Quit trying to turn me to the dark side.
Okay, so that's my little rant over with on that. So Stephanie came out to the ring, and then Brian and Brie come out afterwards, stand on the stage.
One thing I've got to point out with Stephanie, her character lately, spot on. I can't discuss that anymore.
I don't know which one I can't stand the most at the moment. Dixie Carter or Stephanie. I can stand Stephanie when she's with Triple H. On her own,
No. I think Stephanie's got one thing that's going well for her by herself.
Daddy's a billionaire.
That's
Oh no,
what-
sorry, Dixie Carter's dad is as well.
Yeah, you've got that. The one thing that Stephanie's definitely got that's really good for her lately is she's got one thing one thing that's perfect. When she was going through that phase of saying you had to lose Brian, otherwise you'd be destroyed. She was doing like a motherly thing. She was creating a character, a evil character from an actual personality that is actually used in everyday life that everyone sees, and they are the best characters to use for wrestling because they're the ones that hit home the hardest, and that's one thing that Stephanie's got way over Dixie, who I can't stand. I can't stand Dixie.
So, like, it was a sort of similar promo to what we've seen in the last couple of weeks. Stephanie apologising about Brian getting triple tombstoned, and then Brian doesn't accept the apology. Stephanie says she's been through all the crap with Triple H when he got stretched out of arenas. So, but Brian then says she's full of shit. Stephanie then asks it like if he can enter the ring and look into her eyes, accept the apology. Brian says
he will still see a liar.
Yeah. So
and Kane will probably attack him again, and he's hurt, and he's clear, but he's cleared for Sunday, and he won't quit because he never has.
Yeah, and then moving on, she makes a match between Brie Bella and Paige, which I was a little bit surprised how good that match was. That was Paige's best match so far that's been televised.
Yeah. One thing I will say is, one result was predictable for that.
Kane.
Yeah, but we'll get to that when we get to the match.
So beforehand, when Paige was coming out, they had a camera shot that cut to the back. So they've been doing it all night, but this time the mask wasn't there.
Yeah.
So they were sort of teasing Kane's intervention.
To be honest with you, if I recall, didn't you predict this little thing that we're about to mention?
In our chat, I probably did.
Yes, I believe you have with me. You've predicted it. And was that about a month ago or something?
Yeah.
Oh, no, not a month. I'd say about 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago.
Oh, no, it's probably about a month ago when I was on about that they'll eventually get involved in the feud.
Oh, yeah, yes, it was, I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
So we move on to the match. It was nice back and forth match. It lasted 5, 6, 7 minutes.
The way we actually want to see Paige.
Yeah, Paige having a good bit of offense.
Yeah.
Offense, like I know you were mainly upset with it the last episode that we did where she wasn't getting enough offense and controlling the pace of the match.
It's not controlling the pace of the match. I just feel a face should have some comebacks, not beat down, and all of a sudden win.
I was just wondering when Paige is going to start using her Shining Knight as the finisher again.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more happy to see the Paige turner and everything, but as a British wrestling fan, I actually want to see the Shining Knight finisher come back.
And I've got to say, I'm so proud of you using your homework, getting your homework done on this.
I get a sticker.
You know, that's genuinely... That's touched me, the fact that you actually gone out and done that.
Yeah.
Really, really. It's ultimate respect because I think Paige, phenomenal wrestler, deserves all the credibility in the world.
She's actually got more wrestling experience than, I'd say at least 80% of that Divas locker room at the moment. Looking up, she's got 8 to 9 years wrestling experience.
And yet, not many people actually know that. Where now you can see why I had that general, I've got that respect for her.
Well, admittedly, most of her matches have been against her mum or members of her family, apart from Shimmer or in Germany.
But I will say, some of the Shimmer matches were brilliant.
But her last one was again against her mum.
That was to say goodbye.
Yeah.
And that's...
if you're looking where most of the titles have come from, it's where she's beat, a relative, I think, or a friend.
You can sort of say that, but the one thing I've got to say about that family, the Knight family...
It's hard working. You can't ever take that away from them.
They work.
Yeah.
If anybody... Okay, you can say, she want to offer mom and whatnot. I'm telling you this now. I'm a bloke. Would I dare wrestle her mum? I don't think so. She's got way more experience than me, and I think she'd probably pull me to pieces.
Yeah, like looking,
And that's me personally.
like looking like to it, like the Knight family is probably the closest thing we've got to something like the Hart family.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
So, Paige representing the UK over there. You go, girl, and I'm with Mr. Barrett because I've got some bad news.
Later on.
Yeah. So the match went to a no contest. I actually would have liked to have seen Kane's pyro go off and then Paige win with the Paige turner and then Kane to come up under the ring while Brian was on the ramp.
You could, but then I think that would have done more damage to Paige.
No, I don't think it would have.
Okay, you could say she's capitalising, but it's just it's a
Because
grey area.
it was for the Divas title match.
True, but it's still a grey
I
area.
know, but now Bree's got a complaint of, well, you didn't pin me.
Yeah, you could, which could set up another match for future.
And yeah, but that if she comes out moaning and bitching 6 weeks, 7 weeks down the road, people forget about it. WWE treats people with the attention span of a pea.
You never know.
Right, so we have another commercial break, and then we go to the medic's room to find Bree and Brian there being treated.
One thing I will say during that save from Brian, where I was just trying to say, did you see him grab the wrench?
Yeah.
I thought that was quite a good way to initialise the equipment.
Yeah, it was.
Quick thinking.
It was
to
nice.
set up more the Extreme Rules.
Yeah, so
pay-per-view.
the best thing about this was Brie actually screaming at Stephanie and dropping the B-bomb on her. That was quite impressive for WWE television. It's the first time I've heard the B word used without being expleted.
And it's not the male one.
Yeah. So that's fine. And then after John Cena finally does his interview with Renee Young,
yeah,
he does a really poor donkey joke, really poor. Like I love John Cena and everything, but leave the donkey jokes for The Rock. Like, please leave the donkey jokes for The Rock.
Definitely.
So moving on, our B&B comes out, which is not a bed and breakfast. It's our Bad News Barrett.
Nice. Love it.
He faces Mr. Rob Van Dam.
This, I've got to say, I knew what was coming.
Yeah, it felt too overbooked with Swagger, Cesaro coming down interfering in the match. What was nice was the 5-star frog splash attempt where he got his knees up and then straight into the ball hammer for the finish. But I must say, Wade is getting better and better. I hope Big E wins this Sunday though, because if Wade gets the Intercontinental title, that's his push gone.
No. If he gets the enter, he's going to stay there and Big E's going to get more of the push for the main.
No, Big E's a little bit bland. Like, if Wade gets it, it's like having the Intercontinental title at the moment. It's like having your push halted. So
True. That's what I was about to get onto. WWE are going to try and push Big E if he drops the title. But
people are too far behind.
B&B, Bad News Barrett. I don't think he shouldn't be at the Intercontinental stage.
I'd like to see him as the next opponent for Brian while Evolution's taking on the Shield.
Ooh, sweet. Yeah, that'd be good. Because, come on. Yes. Whoa, I'm afraid.
Can I have some decorum, please?
Exactly. Or, Daniel Bryan, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
It'd be awesome. And then moved on to the main event, which was Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. We had the drunken...
Oh, as we said before, we had Ric Flair earlier, who basically was giving out endorsements left, right and centre.
Yeah, but it wasn't even proper endorsements. The poor fucker looked like he needed a script. Which I hate, because Ric Flair is the greatest in-ring talker on a microphone.
And what was so scary is the way it also just
fragile.
went. It just went from evolution, and then at the end,
the Shield.
Boys, the Shield, and then just walks out.
Yeah, not even a woo.
Just Shield, deal out. No, I've done my part. Where's my money?
Yeah. Give me my liquor, fool. So,
And that's what it was.
yeah, which was quite sad to watch what Ric
Damaging for the
Flair's
product.
becoming.
Damaging for the product.
It wasn't damaging for the product
No,
because
no, no.
like,
I
the
mean, a
brand's
Flair.
big.
I mean,
But-
a Flair.
Yeah, but Flair, he's becoming a shell of what he used to be. Like, they need to reach out and like use his knowledge, like have him give promo classes, just help him stop drinking as much.
Or emphasise on his daughter being in the WWE.
Yeah, so we had Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. Beginning of Roman Reigns' push towards SummerSlam. Like I'll predict it now: Roman Reigns versus Triple H, one of the 3 main events of SummerSlam.
I can definitely agree with that. Definitely.
It was a nice match back and forth. Reigns showing off his power, Orton showing off like his veteran instincts of the last 10, 12 years. I was just a little bit annoyed how it went off in a no contest, like setting up Triple H for the triple power bomb, but doesn't take it. I can see Evolution winning this on Sunday, but Batista being taken out after the match, so he can go do his Guardians of the Galaxy stick.
There's a potential there. Potential.
And a new member being inducted into Evolution.
Oh, you mean a certain Shield member?
No.
No.
No. I can see someone being called up from NXT or potentially a Mr. Rhodes.
Ooh.
Or a Mr. Barrett, or potentially both of them.
I'm already liking this already. I'm liking this talk
Evolution was about the past, the present, and the future. At the moment, there's only the past and the present there.
There's no future, which
No.
they need a future.
Yeah, so like I can see that.
And at the
coming.
moment, I think the Shield do need to stay where they
Or-
are.
Why not put Cesaro in that mix with Paul Heyman as the mic guy if Triple H can't be asked to talk?
Well, he's got that throat thing, hasn't he?
Yeah, because Flair was there when Triple H was there. Both of them got on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine how over Paul Heyman would be discussing?
Evolution.
Yeah.
Followed by my client Brock Lesnar defeated the undefeated streak.
Yeah, and if you want some extra muscle, you can always bring in the Beast Incarnate.
Ooh. Evolution with the Beast Incarnate. That's quite a bit of a deadly little thing there.
So there's my fantasy booking done for this week, folks. If anyone, if anyone wants to book me, you can contact me by the Facebook page. I'll happily book you a super promotion.
That's all promoted out there.
Right, so that's everything from Raw. We'll come on to Extreme Predictions a little bit later on. So I'm now going to pass you over to my colleague who's going to go a little bit crazy now with the British scene.
Yeah. You're about where I've been.
Yeah, so tell us all where you've been.
Right. I will say, April 25th, I was at United Wrestling, fighting at the Sutherland's Community Project, and before my colleague jumps in with it,
It's bids.
it's Bids Club as well, as everybody knows it.
It's
to
just
me,
bids. I am a through and through Stokey. I don't come from Planet Funk. I don't live next door
Whoa,
to
whoa.
the Funk's old brother. But or Brodus Clay, both of them live next door to each other. It used to be a happy place. The Funkadactyls used to dance on stripper poles between the house. But Brodus Clay moved out. And,
he became a main event player.
yeah, so, but I come from Stoke, and that is bids. Will always be bids.
Whoa. It's always Bids to me because I've been there for a long time, wrestling there. To me, it's Bids, but it's also currently now known as the Sutherland Community Project, but formerly Bids. But to Stokies, it's Bids. Had a match against Stevie Mitchell, Roughhouse Stevie Mitchell. I will say this, good opening match. We were the opener. Good opening match. Unfortunately, I ended up being on the losing end, but there was some unfortunate on my side because I got rolled up from a sneaky pen, and the referee was too focused on my shoulders to notice Stevie Mitchell's feet on the ropes. I could argue all day, but as the saying goes, the referee didn't see it. You know, and unfortunate, I was unlucky in that skirmish. But It's not all bad. It's not all bad. It's not all bad. Hopefully next time if I have a rematch against him, I will get my revenge on him.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So also, shall I mention that United Wrestling's got a show coming up on the 30th of May, and I will say, I've seen some of the advertisements on their Facebook page. They've got some great matches coming up. They've got some great matches, and I will say that on the 25th, they had Morgan going for the title match against Paul Malin, and I've got to say this: that match was that exciting. It could have gone either way, and for the United, the higher ups to literally declare Morgan gets another shot at Paul Malin. You can't go wrong. It's literally who's this. I think this might be the deciding one, most likely, but it's going to be a hell of a match because I don't know who's going to win. It's going to be that good. It's that good. You don't know who's going to win. We also saw Jack. Well, he's been formerly known as Jack Burchill, but he's returned as Jack Union, making a save, stopping two guys picking on Gabriel Kidd, which is it's good to see him back as his old self, and not that the way he's walking around as though he owns a place. It's all his, and it's nice see him sticking up for the right people. It's nice. So, but that plot will be continuing on at United Wrestling on the 30th of May. Sutherland's Community Project, formerly Beds Club in Stoke-on-Trent. Aside from that, I've also done a show last night, which was at EDW Wrestling, and I've got to say that was a unusual match. It was a bit of a, it was weird, like opposite the spectrum, because I was against somebody who used to be like me, under the name of Edwards. He used to be so loved. He was one of them. When I was there and he was there, I was sort of a little bit jealous, from how much he was loved. But I didn't let that jealousy take over me. I didn't. He on the other hand got jealous of Sanchez of EDW because Sanchez beat him for the title, and he just turned vicious. And I was the unlucky person who had to face him last night.
And how did you get on?
You can see my nose, can't you?
It's a little bit disjointed. I can knock it back in place for you if
It's
you
not
want.
disjointed. It might. Unfortunately, I did have it checked out. Unfortunately, they couldn't identify it. It's not broken, I don't think, more or less. But there's talk of it possibly being fractured.
It's made him look a bit better. So whoever did that to him, congratulations. He doesn't look like Sonya Jackson anymore that much.
Funny. But all I'll say to you is, he was talking on the mark. He didn't seem to be more focused on me. I was about to win the match, and then the next minute, I got hit by something, and I was out cold.
Nice.
I'm waking up in the ring. Bells. I got informed the bell's rung, and then I hear from the fans, which unfortunately, as I said before, the referee didn't see this. I got informed I got hit by a set of knuckle dusters.
Well, it just reminds me of an old Gorilla Monsoon line. The lights are on, but no one's home.
The scary thing is, that saying is true. I literally, as I'm waking up, I'm thinking, I'm literally saying it. I couldn't, even when I was trying to think, whatever I was thinking, I was actually saying. I got hit that hard. Now, I know some punches can be hard, but I have never been hit by a punch like that. So I knew he didn't hit me with his fist.
Nice.
I knew he didn't hit me with his fist. He had to hit me with something. And then when I revived, I literally got told it was knuckle dusters from the fans. And I will say I wasn't happy about it because I've had to get myself checked out and everything.
Okay, so have you got a rematch coming up with him soon?
Unfortunately, not yet. He's going to be getting his behind handed to him by Sanchez, who
Is that the next show, is it?
That's at the next show.
Which is?
That'll be on the 13th of June, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, I do apologise, EDW. I do apologise, EDW management, but I've got to say, Edwards has got his hands full because he might. Because I've heard little rumours of singles or tag match, but all I know is Sanchez is on one end, he's on the other. I think I can see Sanchez tearing him a new one because from what I heard, Sanchez came out and actually sort of took care of Edwards while I was out cold.
Okay. And so where else have you been? Because I know the last 2 weeks, like I got a phone call towards Thursday last week. You weren't able to make it due to a couple of bookings that you had.
It was sort of like birthday bookings through United because they do birthday shows.
Yeah,
now as well.
And you also did a slam wrestling show. Or have you got another one coming up?
I've got
soon?
one coming up soon. I've got actually two coming up. I've got a birthday one for tomorrow, which is in Cannock. It's more of a birthday special, that one is. And we've got a big one on Monday. Because this one's an important one because it's for a charity.
Okay.
It's a charity
and
event.
which charity is that represented?
Off the top of me head, I can't really think of it right now, unfortunately. I do apologise. But it will be advertised on my page highly. It's a charity that Slam follow unequivocally.
And if any of the listeners want to donate to the charity, is the way they can do it online?
I believe if they turn up to the show, all details of it will be on the posters of what charity it is.
Okay.
And there's more than one way of doing it. But if you turn up to the show, let's say this: it's that important. The actual show is not actually run by Slam. It's by the charity.
Oh, right.
So all the...
so all proceeds are going to charity?
Correct.
Okay, no problem.
All the money on the door, like entrance for tickets, are all for to the charity.
Okay.
Don't know about the merchandise. I don't know anything about that yet. But I'm pretty sure that some of the wrestlers will be going into their own pockets as well. And possibly giving towards the charity.
If any of you... The Birmingham area, did you say? Is it?
That's in Burntwood.
In Burntwood.
In Burntwood.
Where's Burntwood?
Burntwood. It's a place.
Is it Walsall? Close enough, is it?
Possibly, yeah, because the postcode is WS7 2PB.
Okay, so if any of you are around the Walsall area, Monday the 5th of May, if you've got 2.5 hours of your time, I'd go down watch. The lads are very good at what they do. My colleague Matt Burns is very good, and if you want to spend some time, pick his mind for knowledge, he'll happily spend a little bit of time with you going through. It's all for charity, so the entrance fee is normally only about a £5 or a tenner.
It's about that, but it's at the actual building of it is Boney Hay Working Man's Club.
Yeah, so it's all for a good cause. So if you can't do it for the love of wrestling, do it for the love of charity.
Definitely, I've got to agree with that. And as I've been saying, the British wrestling scene, I feel as though it seems to be like on a boom. It's on a boom lately. It seems like there's more shows popping up here and there. It's nice because I'm always wrestling, but you don't want to do it too much because you're segregating the fans.
Yeah, it's a busy period. Like, I know December in the British wrestling scene
goes quiet.
It goes a little bit quiet because we don't know how to deal with snow and ice yet. You know.
Yeah, but the difference is you don't drive, and there's me driving in a rear-wheel vehicle.
Yeah, some of us can't afford a nice little Mercedes.
Don't drive a Mercedes.
But right then, so have you covered all the shows that you wanted to cover?
I believe I have, and I've got to say, if you see any shows that are British, do me one massive favour. You don't have to turn up because I'm not saying turn up there because if I'm there or not. This is a plug out to all British wrestling. If you see a British wrestling show and everything looks quality and and you think you may have a good time, nip in. British wrestling is not expensive like WWE. I'm pretty sure you'll get your money's worth.
I can agree on that. Part of my project when we started this was actually I was going to go watch a couple more wrestling shows. Like, I was going to try to follow the indies a little bit better, because I have my pet peeves, but I realised that, the fans that go watch the indies are a different breed of fan.
It's a very different breed.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, the fans are different in each town.
Yeah, so I've been around. I'm hopefully going to watch PCW next month, this month if I get a chance.
You may not, because unfortunately I can't go because I'm at United, as I've previously mentioned, 30th of May.
But if I get a chance to go down there, Like I might try mixed in with one of my hobbies. I have a hobby that takes me a little bit of travelling, which Matt knows about.
Yep.
So hopefully, if I can mix it in, I'll go do the 2 down there. If there's a good competition, I'll probably mix the 2.
Oh, there it is.
So
There's plenty of matches on there already.
yeah, I was on about competition for me to do.
Oh yes.
To match in with my hobby.
Yes.
So if I could mix the 2 in, I'll be down there watching PCW. If not, I'll probably wait till June or July time to go down.
Or
Go up.
or if he isn't at PCW, there's always United Wrestling, as I've said before.
Yeah, there might be a United Wrestling show I might attend. It depends on schedule.
I guarantee you'll enjoy it. Guaranteed.
So, moving on to our Extreme Rules predictions.
Yes, and this is going to be quite interesting, I believe.
Yeah, so this should be interesting. I'm actually going to put money on my predictions. So, if it comes in, I'll be a rich man. If it doesn't come in, we will be back. We'll be back next week.
If I'm honest with you, even if he does win, we will be back next week. We will be back.
Right,
there's no way I'm putting this on hold just because you won some money.
Right, and so the first match is El Torito versus Hornswoggle in an Extreme Rules kickoff show, which is the WLC match. Can I just ask, what in the blue blazing hell is a WLC match?
WLC.
Yeah.
I'm a wrestler, and I haven't got a clue what that is.
No worries. So, predictions. I'm actually going to go a little bit out of right field here. 3.5 man band are on a roll at the moment. I think Hornswoggle will beat El Torito.
Nope. El Torito. I can see El Torito taking that one.
Okay, so I've gone with Horny. I'm hoping it's a Tadpole Splash to retain the Cruiserweight title. Oh no, shit, they forgot about that title.
Fantastic.
So the next match on the card is Biggie Langston versus our good friend BMB.
Bad news, Barrett.
My heart says Wade Barrett will win this because of the push. My head, my soul, and I might even pray to Jesus himself that I'm hoping Biggie wins so Wade can have a further push towards the main event.
I'm going to say, I agree with you on that one. I 100% agree with you. I don't want him to take the into the IC because it will just stop his push. But I think he's going to take it.
Yeah, so both of us think he'll take it, but both of us don't want him to.
Yeah.
Then we have the Divas Championship match, which is Paige versus Tamina Snuka.
My prediction, Paige. There you go.
I think Paige will win that as well.
Paige will win that. I think it'll only do her good.
Yeah.
She needs that. She needs it more.
Truth Woods against Alexander Rusev.
Rusev was crushing them pair.
Yeah, I reckon a double accolade.
Oh.
I said this last time.
Yeah, you did, and I'm expecting that to be right. I can definitely say it's going to be Rusev.
Yeah. Next match is RVD versus Cesaro versus Jack Swagger in a triple threat elimination. Cesaro should win that.
It's the unpredictability of triple threat.
No, it's an elimination triple threat.
Elimination.
Yeah.
Cesaro. But I would predict that Jack Swagger's out first.
No, I'll have RVD out first.
I think Jack.
I'll go for RVD.
I think Jack will go out first too.
However, how impressive would it be if they did the Cesaro swing on Swagger and RVD hit a frog splash while he was swinging him straight onto Swagger?
Oh.
How amazing of a spot would that be?
It never happens, WWE.
But how awesome would that be?
Yeah.
And then we've got John Cena versus Bray Wyatt.
This, I think, is going to be the a changer for Cena. This match will decide on where he's going to go.
Right, if Cena wins this, the feud carries on.
No.
If Bray wins this, I think the feud stops or they have to go for the rubber. But I can see this feud now going on for SummerSlam because it's too good to end.
It is, but...
Because I'm enjoying watching Bray try to push Cena towards the edge.
True, but Cena is getting pushed. something, as Cena said in the past, something's got to give, and we need to. Bray needs a win. He needs a win, not the win.
I'm going for Cena and the feud to carry on.
I'm going to go with Bray and the feud to still carry on.
Okay.
Because just because Bray's beat Cena doesn't necessarily he's finished with Cena. He'll want to bring something. The one thing that's with Bray is he's clearly showed is he can break somebody physically. He wants to break them mentally. He wants to convert them.
And then we've got the Shield versus Evolution.
Tough match to predict.
Evolution.
A part of me wants the Shield win, but prediction, Evolution.
And then in what should be your main event is Daniel Bryan versus Kane. Daniel Bryan to send the crowd home, I'm happy.
Definitely. But I think there's going to be something at the end.
Yeah.
There's got to be something at the end.
I think he might. I think Bryan will win. Kane might hit him with a chair or something after the match.
Viciously.
And then take Brie away.
Yeah. Which could then set up for another match.
Yeah. Like where he just torments Bryan for a bit to get his rematch.
Exactly.
Because I can see that feud going on for about
Kane's
3
done
months.
Kane's done the kidnapping before.
Yeah.
He's known for it, but I think in this scenario it will work.
Right then. So there's our Extreme Rules predictions.
Yep, I believe so.
Yeah, we disagree quite a lot.
We did a bit, didn't we?
Yeah, so we'll see which one is right. Usually, the last 2 times that we've done this, I've been right more than you have, Hunter.
Sort of, in some areas.
In some areas.
But when it actually counts,
Yeah.
it's me.
Okay, he says. So, right then, so moving on. So that's episode 2, Breaking the Fourth Wall, done. We haven't covered SmackDown or TNA this week, just due to wanting to get some more of the British publicising out there, because we're English, like, we don't have much chance to get the advertisements out there. Like, I know there's other podcasts, if you want to follow British wrestling a little bit more, that just solely concentrate on the British scene, but we want to try to cover a bit of both.
We want to cover a bit of both, but I just felt as though on the first episode we covered WWE a bit too much, and I think we need to have that balance, which is I think today we've sort of rectified that with the as you quoted on the notes here in front of me going nuts over the British scene.
Yeah. So how can we follow you?
You can follow me either on Twitter, which is at. Do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
You can do it. I had my fun with this last time.
You can follow me at the Matt Bad Boy Burns on Twitter. You can follow me on the Facebook page, which is under, I believe it's Matt Burns UK. You can follow me on there, and you've also got the ever so popular this show, Breaking the Fourth Wall, as we already know.
Yeah. If you want to follow me, I'm on Facebook. But if you're not a big fan of English Pool, you probably won't want to, because I post a load of crap on there about that. Or
You've got Breaking the Fourth Wall.
Yeah, I'm mainly in charge of Breaking the Fourth Wall due to Matt's
Busy schedule.
commitments with wrestling, so I mainly reach out that. It's always on my phone, as I said last time. If you message me, I'll answer you. I travel quite a lot using public transport, using trains and everything to get around.
All I will say though is if you have actually got any questions about wrestling to me, and you can't find my page, but you got the Breaking the Fourth Wall.
Yeah, send them across.
Do not hesitate to send them.
If you send them across, I'll call him when he's got 5 minutes, and I'll get him answer them. He will answer them, or if he can't answer them, I'll attempt to answer him for you, and then I'll ring him and I'll try to get his response, and then
you'll get the confirmation off me,
and then I'll send it across. So if you ever want to ask something, or if you ever want a topic covered, if you don't quite fancy putting it up in public, if you email us. If you email us at BT4W@outlook.com, or private messages on Facebook. We're open to ideas. We want topics that people are interested in to get involved. Leave us some feedback on YouTube.
We're not afraid to touch certain subjects.
Yeah, we're pretty easy, but you can follow us there.
Apart from if it's kiddie friendly, I'll probably sidestep and let my colleague here go off on one.
Yeah, but just give us feedback. We're here to entertain you. We're here to cover what you want covered, which is what most podcasts does cover. What you've
seen, heard, and whatnot.
Seen.
It's like right now, we could cover rumours and whatnot, but you can look them up on the internet.
Yeah. We want to be the people's podcast, so make us your podcast. Give us topics you want covered. We'll discuss them.
We will discuss them.
We're here for you. So, that's the episode for today. Done. We're actually done quicker than Matt thought we'd be.
Yeah,
so,
I believe so.
Have a good week. Extreme Rules this weekend.
Yep.
So have fun, and we'll hopefully have episode 3 out next week, which we'll be recording next week, but this will be out hopefully by late Sunday, early Monday.
I'm actually aiming for it today.
Yeah, or it might be out Saturday night.
Aiming possibly tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
At the latest.
So listen up and give us some feedback. Anyway, I've been Nathan Goff. I've been joined by the bad boy of British wrestling, Matt Burns, and thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.